Dad pleads forgive me, I didn't cover you after his wife, children and dogs were all wiped out in Russian shelling. A dad pleaded forgive me as his wife, 2 children and dog who were killed by Russian shelling as they desperately fled Vladimir Putin's invasion. Sergii Perebeinis, from Irpin, emotionally paid tribute as he shared pictures of his wife Tatiana, 43, son Nikita, 18, and little girl Alise, 9. Tatiana Perebeinis was killed along with her 2 children in Irpin. Alise was also killed in the shelling by the Russians, as was the family's teenage son Nikita. The family were killed in a horrific war crime in Irpin on Sunday. Credit, AP. The family are the people who were horrifically pictured lying dead on a roadside in the besieged city of Irpin, some 15 miles from Kyiv. They were hit by Russian shelling as they fled along an evacuation corridor with their belongings and a green pet carrier containing their 2 dogs. And in some of the most horrific images of the war so far, they were seen being tended to by Ukrainian soldiers surrounded by their hastily packed suitcases. The heartbreaking images were shared around the world as they dominated the headlines. Sergei paid tribute to his family on Facebook, lamenting simply that the Russians took them all, but he also pleaded forgive me. He wasn't with them when they died, as he was away tending to his ailing mother in rebel-held Donetsk in eastern Ukraine. Sergei revealed he had spoken to his wife the night before they were killed, apologizing for the fact he was not with them. The family had been hunkering down in their basement as the shells began to fall on Irpin, with teenage boy Nikita taking it upon himself to keep watch at night. As the family went to flee, they found tanks rolling into their street outside, forcing them to go back into shelter. And when they did finally leave in their minivan, they found the roads blocked and they had to abandon the vehicle and walk. It was then the shells hit and killed them. Horrific photos showed their belongings strewn around their bodies as desperate Ukrainian soldiers tried to help them. Sergei had been tracking his family's progress through an app on his phone, but it went dead. The whole world should know what is happening here, the heartbroken dad told the New York Times. To return home, Sergei had to pass through Russian-controlled checkpoints and he confronted the soldiers. My whole family died in what you call a special operation and we call a war. Paying tribute to them on Facebook, Sergei said, Tanya couldn't make it. He also later confirmed both dogs had also been killed in the shelling after attempting to find the missing pooches using Facebook. The dad pleaded with users to help, saying the pups had been in a distinctive green pet carrier, just as seen in the awful images. And another pal of the family shared the post saying, Tatiana had an incredible soul and she wished incredible soul. Sergei also shared a tribute to Tatiana posted by the tech company where she worked, SE Ranking. And one of her colleagues, Anastasia Vetishin, said they had been in contact with Tatiana, who had remained in good spirits. But for us, it is crucial to not let Tanya and her kids Alise and Nikita remain just statistics, the firm said in a statement. Her family became the victim of the unprovoked fire on civilians, which under any law is a crime against humanity. Ukrainian businessman Nikita also paid tribute to Tatiana and her kids. Unfortunately, her family could not leave Irpin earlier because of her sick mother. The family's 2 dogs who were in the distinctive green carrier seen in the photos, one remains missing as of publication. The United Nations estimates Putin's twisted war has already left more than 1 million people fleeing with Ukraine. Russia is peppering entire cities with shells, rockets, missiles and airstrikes, seemingly indiscriminately bombing civilians. It took less than 2 weeks for the ruthless Russian regime to be accused of war crimes. Putin denies that Russia has been bombing civilians. Thousands of families, just like the Perebeinis, have seen their lives torn apart, going from a normal existence just weeks ago to now losing everything, in some cases their lives. And few images illustrated this more harrowingly than the pictures from Irpin. He said the family themselves are from Donetsk. Lindsay Adario, the photojournalist who took the pictures, decried the killing of the family as a war crime. Tatiana's company SE Ranking paid tribute to the mum of 2. Within minutes, a series of mortars fell increasingly closer and closer to our position until one landed about 30 feet from where I was standing and it killed a mother and her 2 children, she said. I'm a mother, and when I'm working, I try to stay very focused. It is getting more desperate, which is why we see huge amounts of indiscriminate shelling, he said. Russia's invasion has stalled as Putin is thought to have believed he could have rolled over the country in 48 hours. Pictures show Ukraine is now littered with the burned-out remains of Russian military convoys as they come under attack from all sides. Kyiv is believed to be Putin's main objective, where they will kill President Zelensky and install a puppet government which would be pro-Russia. Running with a child in his arms, this man makes a desperate bid to escape Irpin. Reuters.